Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm here with Penelope, and today we wanted to talk about Scientology's deadly purification program. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that the program is deadly, because I had heat stroke on the purification program, and I was instructed to go back into the sauna, and I could have died that day due to heat exhaustion. So I wanted to make it very clear to you guys on what actually happens on this program that makes it such a dangerous program to do. Now, what is the purification program?
The Purification Rundown actually opens the way to spiritual progress. It's an all-natural regimen which frees one from the harmful effects of drugs and toxins. Old drugs that you took, pesticides, you sweat all those things out of your system and you feel so much more alive. It's revitalizing.
The simplicity and the power of it was immeasurable.
Scientology basically believes that drugs and toxins store in the fatty tissues of your body. So say you do LSD. The remnants of LSD are going to be lodged into the fatty tissues of your body. So say years later, you're driving on the freeway, then all of a sudden you start tripping out. It's because this drug chemical could dislodge, you break down fat, whatever, it goes into your bloodstream, and therefore those drugs and chemicals can be affecting you even to this day, and you may not even realize it's from the drug, I signed up for this program, and I actually did it twice. I did it 2 times. The first time I did it, I didn't necessarily believe like I had to do the Purif because I didn't do any drugs. I didn't have any toxins in my body or anything, I didn't think, right? I just felt like I had to do the program just to be able to continue going up Scientology's bridge. And of course, there's chemicals and other things out there. I thought, hey, this could be like a holistic way to detox myself. So I signed up for the program. And the first time I did the program, it was about $2,000 or something like that. So I go onto the program, and what you do is you take a mega dose of vitamins, including niacin, which is a B vitamin. Now, niacin may be safe to take at 5 milligrams or 50 milligrams. I'm not exactly sure of the exact medical requirement of taking niacin to have like a therapeutic or health benefit, but you start off at 100 milligrams. Now, niacin can cause a flush, sunburn sort of like reaction that comes up on you. It can give you headaches. It's just not something you want to take in very high doses. Like, I always felt very nauseous when I took it. I would turn beet red, and Scientology's justification is, oh, you're turning on a sunburn. You're turning on past radiation exposure in your body. So I thought, oh, well, that makes perfect sense because you would get that reaction. And even though normal people would say, oh, it's because you're overdosing on niacin, it's really, in their mind, they say, oh, it's perfectly okay. Like, this is normal. Like, you're going to take increasing high doses, and that's what's going to help to detoxify yourself, essentially, by taking niacin. When I was on the program, the second time I was on the program, I had a very bad reaction. So for me, on the program, what would happen on a daily basis is you take the mega dose of vitamins, then you run on the treadmill for 30 minutes to get like all the vitamins and niacin and everything like flowing through your system. And then you go into the sauna. Now this is where it gets dangerous. Normally, how long do you normally stay in a sauna for? 15, 20 minutes maybe, and then you go out and you're like done for the day. I never used the sauna before Scientology. Like, I wasn't necessarily ever like a sauna user or like a sauna person, but for me, so this is kind of like a cool concept. You can sweat out toxins. So on the program, you're in the sauna for 4.5 hours. Now, you can take a break for a couple minutes, and you go back in for 20 minutes, and you take a break for 2-3 minutes, then you go back in for 30 minutes, so on and so forth, until you finish the 4.5 hours. So I was on my purification program with an actor from the TV show True Blood, so I don't think he was actually in the sauna when this actually happened, but Grant Cardone was.
I have read, I don't even know how many L. Ron Hubbard books. L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of the Church of Scientology. I've done books, courses. The amount of powerful quality content that's rational and analytical that is available there for a person to improve their business, their finances, their personal life, their marital life, their kids is unbelievable.
Grant Cardone is that super billionaire, millionaire, business guru sort of guy, and he was on the Purif. So he was there when this happened. He was sitting here, I was sitting on this corner, and it was full that day. It was a Saturday, so it was full. There was probably, 15 other people in this small sauna. So they're all talking, whatever, and I start acting really funny. Now, yeah, I'm friendly with these people, but I'm not going to start causing like a public scene in front of them or try to make a joke like we're on a serious program. So for me, I get my water cup and I throw it up in the air. And I say, it's raining in the sauna. And clearly it's not raining in the sauna, it's me getting water and splashing it up in the sky. And then Grant Cardone said something along the lines of like, oh, like, yeah, like he's tripping out, or he's high, or he's having a good time, or something along the lines, because they think that I'm actually having like a pleasant experience. Even though I'm running out alcohol or whatever drug that they're claiming that I'm running out of my system, it's obviously not alcohol, it's me having a reaction to the sauna because I'm overheated. I'm very like confused at this point. Because after that happened, I don't remember, like, from throwing the water up. I just remember getting confused, and then I remember being outside of the sauna in, like, the cool-off area. So they go up to get the purification in charge. She comes down. Her name is Vickie Young. Vickie comes down. I don't know where Robin was. Robin Matheson was her name. She was also one of the purifications in charge. And I don't know where she was at the time, but just Vickie came down. And, she had like an IAS, like say like patron or some sort of IAS patron pin on her, some sort of status level pin she had. So she was like, do you see this? Like, and she's like pointing out different things in the environment, like notice this, like notice my pin, notice, whatever, that sign, notice that water jug, notice this, notice your sandals, thank you. Like whatever, like trying to get me to come back into present time, like doing like some sort of like locational assist. So when that wasn't working, and I was still very upset. This is very therapeutic, being able to pet my puppy while I talk about all these crazy stories. Isn't that right, Penelope? So anyways, when that wasn't working, they got someone to bring me into the shower to throw water at me, because I was completely incoherent. I was just babbling, being like, I was just making noises, and I was just completely not myself. So they put me in the shower, and they put cold water on me, and they were holding my body up. My body felt like lifeless. They were holding my body up, and I was completely like passed out, and they were throwing water on me to try to get me to cool off, because again, I was in the sauna for hours at this point. And yeah, I might have had a break or two, but 1 or 2 little breaks when I'm in a 150 degree sauna isn't gonna be enough to cure the heat stroke. So instead of thinking like maybe give me more water and let me cool off longer or whatever it was, they could have made sure I drank like a whole liter of water or put ice packs on me or did something, maybe call an ambulance or do something that a normal person would do when someone's suffering the signs of heat stroke and heat exhaustion. Instead of doing that, they put me back into the sauna. Now, you would think in a normal case, why would you go back into the sauna if you're having heat stroke? Scientology says that I'm running out of drug. So since I'm running out the drug from my system, even though it's not a drug, just a way for them to justify it, I have to go back into the sauna and continue running out the drug. That's what they said. So instead of staying out longer, it's like, hey, you have to get back into the sauna to continue to sweat out the drug, so then therefore you're going to be able to be better, and you're going to feel so much better. So they put me back into the sauna, and I was in the sauna and on the program for 7 to 7.5 hours that day, which is ridiculous because I was having a medical crisis, essentially. I was incoherent, I didn't know where I was, I passed out. I had this heat exhaustion going on, and they put me back in the sauna. Now, what if I died, or I completely lost consciousness, or I went into a coma, or any sort of thing that could happen? What are they going to do? Like, oh, it's because he's running out of drugs. Well, that's not an actual medical agreeable thing. We all know if you go to any hospital and say, is it true that if you go in the sauna you can run out of drug? They're not going to be like, oh yeah, that's the perfect way to detox from drugs or chemicals in the world. Like, I wasn't actually on any drugs or anything. I didn't have any drugs in my system. So what justifies what actually happened to me in Scientology? It's all bullshit. It was just because I had a heat stroke. Now, niacin, when you're taking niacin up to 5,000 milligrams, think of what that can do to your liver. Think about what that can do to your body. Think about what that can do to your brain. You're taking in excess of 5,000 times the recommended daily dose of niacin for days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks. You're taking these high-level doses of vitamins. So, in the beginning, I thought I was having a beneficial experience on the Purif because I thought I was sweating out these toxins. I'm here with all these other people who were helping me believe more in Scientology because they were doing other services and telling me about all the great wins and different things they were experiencing. So I thought, oh, this must be true, because when I was having that heat exhaustion, even though any normal person may think, let me run away from this place, I was thinking, because look, I'm looking at all this now, like in retrospect. I'm looking back on this and saying, hey, look at what they did to me. But in the moment, I'm thinking, oh, it must be true. I must have just been drunk in the sauna. I must have had this sort of drug experience. So that's what I was thinking when this was all going on. So it actually reaffirmed my belief into Scientology. Instead of curving me away and maybe taking a couple steps back from Scientology, it actually made me believe more because I thought something was actually happening to me in a beneficial way, and it wasn't. But what Scientology does too is have you see a doctor before you start the programs, and you sign all the release forms and everything, so if something like this happens, like what happened to me, they're not liable because I'm undertaking this program on my own accord, and I'm delivering myself the vitamins. They're not administering it. They're just overseeing the program, sort of thing. So there's all these little legal sort of disclaimers, like I'm actually going in the sauna for 4.5 hours just because it was of my own spiritual practice, and you sign all these different papers, so then they're not really held liable. But you see a Scientologist doctor. If I just went to my normal everyday physician and said, this is what I'm going to be doing, taking 5,000 milligrams of niacin and going in the sauna for 4.5 hours, they're not going to sign off on the program for me to do it. But a Scientology doctor, regardless, they're going to sign off on it because they want you to continue to go up the bridge, and they think that this is the greatest thing that has ever been invented in modern medicine. So it's considered a spiritual practice more than like a medical thing, but it's billed more in PR things as like this is a detox and a cleanse, but it's supposed to be like a spiritual thing when you're inside Scientology. So I went on the program, and I eventually finished after a couple months and continued on in Scientology. And that one step, the very first step in Scientology, caused me physical harm. And I want to make sure other people know what happened to me. I did talk about it in the past, but I want to make a whole separate video about it in case you're Googling about the Purification program, or you're on YouTube and you look up the program before you decide to give Scientology any money. I want to let others know what happened to me on this program to stop you from potentially causing yourself any harm by taking all these mega doses of vitamins, by sitting in a 100-something degree sauna for hours on end, and can potentially have heat stroke like I did. I just want others to make a wise decision and look up the Purif in a little bit more detail before they decide to embark on this program under the professional guidance of Scientology, which is obviously BS because they're not even registered nurses or doctors at the program. It's just someone who took the course and how to deliver it. So you're really not getting any sort of medical attention when you're on the Purification program. And it can actually very much danger your health. You think you may be going on it to cleanse off of drugs or toxins, but then you're actually poisoning yourself with toxic doses of niacin. So just keep that in mind about the Purification program. And it's crazy now too because they kind of rebranded it, making people who are OTs go back down the bridge to have to do it all over again. And you know, they add like a little sauna suit and a vitamin dispenser to the program, and now, ooh, it's technically updated. Now you have to go back on the Purif, and people are going back and potentially going to cause themselves physical harm. So, have you ever done the purification program? Did you have anything crazy happen to you? I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section down below. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. I have many more videos for you guys to come, so click subscribe down below and you're going to get updated when I do create a new video. And make sure to share this video and let everyone know that the purification program is a dangerous program to embark on. And if you're thinking about doing it, look a little bit into the medical science behind it. Ask a real doctor that's not biased towards Scientology, and you'll come to your own conclusion that this probably isn't the greatest program to do if you're trying to cleanse or detoxify your body. There's plenty of other ways to do it outside of Scientology. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And Penelope says bye too. Wait, but Penelope, say bye. Penelope, say bye to everyone on YouTube. Okay, bye guys.